Well, hello everybody. So, what did I just? I just lost my crochet hook. I think I just lost my crochet hook. Can't believe it. What did I do with my crochet hook? I want to crochet. I want to crochet. Okay. Deep breath. Deep breath. It's here. Found it. I tell you, my mind is like out there. Oh, my little bowl. Now maybe we can get started. Ay, 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 ay. So, things that's been going on the last week or so. So, we had a meeting. I've got a headache, so if I'm squinting, it's just because I have a headache. Well, we had a meeting last Saturday for the charity that me and Kevin belong to. And one of the ladies that was volunteering, she's been with the organization for a long time. But she had a magazine from November 2000. November of 2000. That's like 23 years ago. And she loaned it out to a friend. Well, the pattern in this magazine called for where you had to trace out parts of the pattern. Well, instead of tracing the pattern out of the magazine, she cut the pattern out of the magazine. And she was livid. And she's like, it's not in print no more. I called the company. I called the company that bought the company. And she's like, it's no longer in print. So she was heartbroken. Well, you know me. Big old heart rust. So while we were sitting there at the meeting, I was half listening, and I was bound and determined to find this magazine for this lady. And so I found one on Etsy. And the lost my train of thought. The listing was for two of them. It's like, yeah, I'm going to buy both of them. They were $5 a piece. You can't get a magazine. I shouldn't say, to get a knitting crochet magazine, it's going to cost you like $20. So these were like $5. And so I put both in my cart, paid for it, and called it a day. And when I was done, I told Lucille, I said, guess what? She goes, what? I said, I found your magazine. She goes, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. I said, yeah, I did. I found your magazine. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, how much is it? I said, don't worry about it. It's my gift to you. So she was just over the moon. Well, I figured, $5. I'd buy them both, And well, the lady evidently sent the one magazine out, and she contacted me, and she's like, well, I don't know what the other magazine was that you ordered. And I told her, and she's like, um, but it said that you had two. I said, yeah, I ordered two of the same. And she still wasn't getting it. So finally, I emailed her back and explained the entire thing. It's like, the listing was for you. It said you had two. I bought both. And evidently that wasn't the case. She only had one. So she refunded me the money for the second one. But now Russ don't have one. But does Russ really need one? No. Russ don't need one. So anyway, we had our fundraiser was today, on Saturday. When you're seeing this, it'll be Sunday. But we held our um, sale, bake sale, rummage sale on Saturday. So I alter my sleep schedule a little bit, you know, um, so that way I could go and help support the charity. And another lady that's been there with the charity for, over 30 years, we were talking, and I was telling her, it's like, I almost boxed up some yarn and donated it for the 50/50 sale, because we sell raffle tickets, and half the money goes in a jar, and uh, for somebody to win, the other half stays with the organization. But you have different prizes that you can put your tickets in. So if you only want to do the 50/50, you could put all your tickets in 50/50. Well, anyhow, I was gonna do a you know a big box of yarn, and I thought, nah, no one's gonna want yarn. Well, I was telling Mary Beth, it's like, I was gonna do a box of yarn, but didn't think nobody would you know want it. And she goes, I would have. She's like, I'm out of yarn, and I could really use some yarn. Now, I'm not saying she doesn't have yarn, and I'm not saying that she doesn't have the money to go out and buy yarn. It's just, you know, it takes. I've noticed myself slowing down, not wanting, as I'm getting up there in age, I'm not wanting to do near the stuff I used to do. So she's like, well, I would have bid on it. And I said, well, I'm sorry. So I pulled Kevin aside and I said, can you run me home? I said, I want to go home and get her some yarn. I'm just going to, box them up and give her some yarn. Like, I don't want nothing for it. I just give it to her. And so he's like, yeah, I'll take you home. We're not that far away. We're like 5 minutes away, maybe. Not, I don't even think that far. Maybe 2 minutes. Um, but nonetheless, so we come home. I'm trying to find a big box, okay? I should, yes, I've got big boxes, but the cats have them pretty much all destroyed. And so it's like, man, what do we have that I could put this yarn in? And I remembered I bought these great big huge um, totes. They're not the plastic ones. They're the zip bag ones. And I was like, perfect. I can fill one of these up and take it to her. So that's what I did. I was shoving all kinds of yarn up in there. And when we got back to the hall, I walked up to her and I said, here you go. And she's like, what is it? So we put it on the table and we unzipped it, and she was just like, she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, that is beautiful. And I said, it's yours. And she goes, well, how much? I says, you don't owe me nothing. This is my gift to you as a friend. So she took this, she was trying to lug this big old fabric tote. She was trying to drag it outside to her car. It's like, do you need help? And she's like, would you please? She's like, it's unlocked. Just put it in the back seat. So I took it out there and I put it in the back seat for her. And we have a state um, on Thursday, this coming Thursday, we have our state session for the organization. And I told her, I said, you know what? If you're going to be there, which I knew she was going to be there, I knew ahead of time she was going to be there. I said, I'm going to put a box of yarn together and donate it for the 50-50 auction. And I said, and you can bid on it. And she's like, I will bid on it. So while we were at the sale, I seen this big basket. Oh my gosh. I got to show it to you. I just have to show it to you. Look at this big basket. It's huge. I'm going to fill it with all kinds of yarn. And I'm going to take it and donate it for the silent auction. This is, and um, Jennifer, she's one of my YouTube subscribers. She had a double lung transplant, okay? This was 2 weeks ago. Trying to think. If I could get to my phone, I could tell you the date, but I'm using my phone to record. But she's already out of the hospital. Now, she has to like stay close to the hospital for like 30 days. And then after that, she gets to go home. And, well, after going through all of that, who didn't need a little box of love? So I put a box of yarn together and I sent it to her. And when she was at the hotel, her mom had stopped by her house and picked up this box of yarn, this 9-pound box of yarn, and she took it to she took it to her, and she sent me a text message back, and she goes, "Oh my gosh!" She's like, "There's so much yarn here." I said, "Well, I can send you another one." No, no, no. This is plenty. I said, "Okay." One 20-pound box of yarn coming up. Oh, it was funny. I always threaten people with a good time. I'm always threatening, "I'll send you yarn." Like, don't make me mad. And I do that to Fiber Spider all the time. Me and him talk. Me and him talk every day. But um, I always tell him, it's like, hey, make me mad, and you'll have a 50-pound box of yarn sitting on your doorstep, buddy. I think it's funny, and I I swear these yarn companies, they're always digging in our pocket, always digging. I got an email from Hirschner's. Now I love Hirschner's yarn, and I support them quite a bit more than I should, but nonetheless, I I support them. Well, they have great yarns, great prices, and so they were having a for Saturday the 14th. They were having for Yarn Day, because Saturday the 14th was Yarn Day. So for Yarn Day, they were having 23% off everything. And it's like, okay, well, let's go poke around. It's like, like I said, yarn companies are always digging in our pocket. They want our money. And the people that love yarn, we're going to give them our last dollar. They know it. They're going to get our money. So, um, I placed, I, I don't have room for a lot of yarn. And I'm being honest. That we're at max. And so I'm glad I gave some yarn away, because I've got a little bit of yarn coming. So anyhow, they have they had 23% off. Well, I I buy their membership. Every year I renew the membership. It used to be $19.99. They moved it to $24.99. But they offer so much. And this video is not sponsored by Hirschner's. It's not sponsored by nobody, except it's sponsored by me and Kevin's pocket. We pay for everything. Not sponsored by anybody. But anyhow, so I had put a little bit into the cart, and it's like, so I got my 23% off. And with the new membership, you get upgraded to priority in-house, where they take your order instead of it getting put in order as the orders come. You get put at the top of the list. So they fulfill your order before everybody else. And then on top of that, I think if you don't have the membership, you can still get that, but you have to pay for it. And I'm not sure if it's $1, but then there's something else that's $3.95, and it helps get your order here faster. So anyhow, with the new membership this year, both of those are included in the membership. And this is every time you order. This isn't just once. This is every year, throughout the year. You get 10% off your order, plus you're upgraded to the other two, and you don't got to pay for them. And their 10% is on everything, sale, clearance. And then you can also, that 10%. So if, like, they had the 23% off sale, well, you had to put in a code to get your 23%. Well, my 10%, I still get my 10%. So I still got my 10%. So I got 33% off my order. And it was the perfect time to buy, because Hirschner's puts palette samplers together. So, like the Bohemian Romance, it's a limited edition. You can get all 12 colors for like $60. That's a lot of yarn for $60. For $60, that's a lot of yarn, because it's like 489 yards times 12. And I ordered one because I wanted it, but I didn't want to spend my budget on the sampler. But so they took 23% off. I don't have a calculator, which took it down to like 40 some dollars. Well, then I got my 10% off, which was another almost $6. So I only paid like 36, $37 for this 12, 12 skeins of yarn. Yeah. And then I did order some more Afghan yarn, the 554 yards. I did order some more of that. I just love how it works up. I love how it feels. I just wish it wasn't so thin. because arthritis is really going at it. That's why you see me stop, because my hands. It's all because of my hands. But we do what we do, right? We do what we do. Some other news, some good news. I finally can ship international. And that is such it, that's going to be a big help, especially with my viewers that are over to another country, because I can save so much money on shipping because I can ship from my house, and a lot of times it's like 30% cheaper. Big difference. Big difference. So I was so happy, and I didn't find that out until today. Kevin was in bed, and it's like I got on because I'm shipping out my countdown box, and I'm going through my email, and the ones that um, still want a countdown box, um, the ones in the email are going to be first choice. I'll send them an email first. But the box is 12 by 12 by 12, and it's so close to 5 pounds. You might as well say 5 pounds. Yeah, that's a countdown box. Um, it will not have it will not have a full hank of hand dyed yarn, but you will have 100 grams of hand dyed yarn, and it will go with the theme. So you're not getting anything less, just a different format. And you know Russ, he likes to be different. But you're gonna open yarn every day. I know some countdown box, if they give you a gift, you don't have yarn for that day. Um, but mine, you will have yarn every day. Every day you're going to have yarn. It's why it's called It's a Raining Yarn. Every day you're going to have yarn. You're also going to get quite a few gifts. Quite a few. And you're going to get some food. And you're going to get some candy. And I'm selling them for $195 plus shipping. Now, I just put a shipping label on a box that's going to New York. So from my address to New York, $10. $10 to ship. That's why months ago, Russ got a shipping meter where I can do postage from my house because it's a lot cheaper. But I wasn't allowed. I don't know if you had to be like 6 months in before you can ship international. I don't know. Or maybe I wasn't looking at something right. But nonetheless, I can ship international because I plugged in somebody's address from another country who wanted one of my countdown boxes. Well, when I took something to the mail, this was a little box. I mean, a little box. And it was only 3 pounds. Going to the post office with that little box was $66. The 12 by 12 by 12 5-pound box going to the same address, shipping from my home, $68. What a racket. So I sent the lady an email letting her know. It's like, hey, if you're still interested, it's on, now $68 is still a lot for shipping, okay? But when when you're looking at a little itty bitty box that don't even weigh 3 pounds and it's costing $66 to ship, you automatically think, okay, this massive box is going to be, well over $100. It's probably going to be close to $200 to ship, right? No. The only limitation that I have right now, and that could change, I can only ship 15 pounds at a time. That's my limit. After that, I'll have to break it down into 2 boxes or 3 boxes, whatever. But at the amount of money I'm saving and the amount of money I'm saving you, it's worth it. Because shipping is just so expensive. Oh. Oh, come on. But I think Russ is going to stop here. My hands are really bothering me right now, but I'm really happy that I'm able to make a video. That was in my book. That's amazing. I miss you guys. And hopefully we return to some normalcy soon. But I always love you. You can always get me by email. Um, so I'm always here. If you have questions, I'm still here to answer them. Okay? But I love you, and I will talk to you in my next video, okay? Bye.